So good morning from day 5, back on the road again. It's coming up 9 AM in the morning. Crazy thunderstorm last night kept us awake, the light illuminating our room from the thunderbolts. Had a good breakfast in the hostel, can really recommend that place actually. Clean and yeah, good food this morning. Walking 30 kilometers today to a place called Valenca, another 30k, which my feet aren't too happy about the prospect of at the moment. But like I said last night, once we've gotten today out of the way, it should leave us with a smooth 24k a day to reach Santiago. Now I know what some people watching this might be thinking when they see the weather behind me. You know, why is this crazy person walking the Camino Portuguese when the weather forecast is really bad? And you know, if I had more time, then I would certainly lay low for a couple of days and wait for this bad weather to blow over. But when you've got a job and you've got flights booked and you've got the holiday booked off from your job, you can't really move those dates based on the weather. You just have to suck it up. So that's what I'm doing and what the others are doing. We're sucking it up because there's a lot of bad weather to suck up again today. The forecast, oh my word, big storms coming in again later on. So yeah, just gonna keep our heads down and plow on, and yeah, let's see how the rest of today pans out. So 7 and a bit kilometres in, just found a coffee shop for a pastel de nata and some refreshment and a loo. Thankfully, we're still on the banks of the river, and it would appear that we're just going to follow this, stick to it pretty much all the way to Valenca now. And it's more rain and thunderstorms heading our way, so this might be the last time I can vlog for a while, and I'll have to get my poncho back on. But in the meantime, just enjoying being cooler and yeah, the choppy water beside me of the river to look at. I'll check in later. So 12 kilometers in, couple of hours of walking, and just had my first buen camino of the day. Not from fellow pilgrims, because there have been none seen whatsoever today, but from a couple of dog walkers. So yeah, maybe smile. You get so used to it on the caminofrances, you know, hearing it every 15-20 meters during the busy stages, but yeah, it also stands out and makes it kind of noticeable more when you only get 1 or 2 a day. If I'm honest, I'm struggling with today's route a bit. It's a little monotonous, so I'm entertaining myself with the Bret Easton Ellis podcast, which I can really recommend if you're looking for a podcast at the moment to listen to. It's about films and music and literature, obviously, and that's how I'm engaging my brain right now. Hopefully there's a town we can stop off in for lunch in the not too distant future. So 21.5 kilometers into today's walk, still on this path that's hugging the Rio Minho. There's not a yellow arrow or Camino shell in sight. I mean, it's obviously fairly easy to figure out which way to go, heading north, and I know that the Camino Oficial de Costa route runs parallel to this, but there's no infrastructure in place down here for this path. So on a summer's day, when you've got a packed lunch in your bag, I'm sure it's a very nice way to do this stretch, but as you can see, and as I've mentioned about a million times now, horrible weather today. There's nowhere to take shelter. There are no toilets at all either. We've seen one cafe the whole way along this Rio Minho path, and I mean, I'm lucky, I'm a man, I can just get my willy out in a bush and go for a wee, but I do feel for the ladies on this stretch, and yeah, my preference definitely, given the conditions today and the time of year, would have been to have taken the official Da Costa route, where I'm sure there would have been more coffee places and just places to take shelter. Anyway, about an hour and a half walking left to go. Sun's coming out a bit now. I've got the football on the radio, which is helping pass the time. And yeah, let's get the next hour and a half over and done with and get to Valenca. So I just feel I have to tell you this. Literally 2 minutes ago, I recorded a piece of camera where I said that there was no infrastructure, no cafes and no places to stop in. Well, would you believe it? Literally 2 minutes after recording that piece of camera, we came across, in the middle of nowhere, to be fair, like a bar on the right hand side just next to the river. Did attempt to go in there, but it was absolutely rammed. It's a Sunday afternoon here and it was full. There wasn't a single seat in there, and the vibe, so everyone looked at us like we were complete, you know, crazy characters from another place. So we didn't end up going in. I mean, we would have done if there had been, you know, seats in there, but there was nowhere to sit, and we're all, you know, soaked and got our big bags and things. So stuck our head in the door, came back out, back on the path again, still with an hour and a half to go. So 25 kilometers down now, and we've just rejoined the Camino de Costa official route, and we're away from the river, and I'm quite relieved because in this rain, that was just, it felt endless. Got about 45 minutes now, 50 minutes to go now to reach Valenca, and I'm absolutely drenched, but I'm at that strange point now where I'm so wet, there's probably no point in putting my poncho on. It's not going to do any good. So I might as well just finish out the rest of the day and get there wet. Mood is a little low. So that's it, end of day 5. My feet are absolutely killing me. I'm in a very hot hostel bed that's like made out of plywood with a curtain around it, called the Hostel Bulwark. My feet hurt so much. This is a really interesting looking town, like a medieval walled city. It's the first really interesting one that we've arrived in, but I don't think I can walk another step to go and explore it. So just gonna go to sleep now and yeah, crack on with tomorrow.